from the 90s, and it's definitely Hocus Pocus.
I was gonna say Hocus Pocus, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie a lot through osmosis.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've really seen it since it was like, why are we talking about Hocus Pocus?
I don't know, because it's like, I don't know. It's almost Halloween, isn't it? No, it's not. Nowhere near.
You got this a reach.
Nope.
You just,
Nope.
I'm trying to get there.
It's almost your birthday.
It is that is a great day.
Yeah.
On the very day in 1985.
Yeah, no.
July 3rd.
It's like that first time Jesus came down, right?
Yeah, I ain't saying all that.
No.
I wasn't there. I mean, I was there, but I wasn't there.
Oh, you there, but you weren't there?
I wasn't conscious, but it was me.
What if you are Jesus incarnate? Maybe he might have said, like, God, you gave me hair last time. You could have just, why not?
Well, Jesus, it's like a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
You know how you create a player at random? But that would explain all my patience with your fuck shit. This man really spit his face.
I'm sorry, y'all. I literally just spit this shit everywhere.
Oh, your computer.
And good thing the computer is water resistant. Y'all, let's get into this shit. I
got a spit take. Oh my God. Welcome to the Pour Up Podcast. I am Mike Lake, aka this man trying to wipe his computer off because he just did a spit take in the opening. Like that wasn't scripted or nothing. He just fucking did that shit.
My keys all sticky.
Yo, I can't believe I made you.
Oh my God, it wasn't even funny.
Got a squirt over here. No, it was fire.
Oh, don't say that again. Pause.
No pause.
Pause.
You never made.
Wow.
You never.
Pause.
You never made a man. No.
No, I've never made a man squirt. There you go.
I am Mike Lake, aka Hillsborough Son, aka Salt and Pepper Beard. Yoga's on pause. I'll be back.
Yeah. How's your new flooring?
It's all gravy.
Yeah.
Hardwood.
So you start that yoga back up.
Hardwood. Every
Not
night
as
still
hell.
be good.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, yo, it's your boy CP34, aka the Big Dipper, aka British Montana, on Tampa Bay's best pregame party. We are not just a podcast. We are the Pour Up. I can't hear myself very loud, but is that good? It's normal.
I hope it doesn't make you yell louder.
Okay.
My dad does that when he's on
the little
phone.
attenuator thing is going way up when I talk, so that means that it's good. I'm good.
You never want for volume.
I never want for volume.
No, not of your voice.
Calling me a loudmouth.
You project well.
Yeah. Okay.
You could give a speech without the microphone.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Little audio nerd.
Yeah, like Malcolm X.
I could see it like a bizarro Malcolm.
Okay, well,
like a Malcolm Y. Like, why is this happening?
I feel like you're funny today, and I don't know why.
This is me every day.
Could have been an edible I took earlier.
Nah,
Maybe you're just not that.
It's because you've been on vacation.
I have. I haven't worked. I'm normally a jovial person.
This is not stressed you. This is relaxed. I've been relaxing. I ain't did nothing. No TPS reports. Nothing.
No TPS reports. Nope.
Yeah, nobody took your stapler.
Nope.
You just vibing.
I got a piece of cake.
Okay.
And then I got some cake.
That's what's up.
Yeah, yo.
Have you seen my stapler?
Thank you.
Office Space. What if they did a part 2?
I think they did. I think it bombed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then there's no what if.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
It would have been.
Yeah.
Well, shit, this week we are foregoing. Well, not foregoing. We're moving into a different day so we can vibe a little longer. But Slim Picks and in the mix will be a different day, different time on your YouTube station.
Give y'all more content, more reasons to go to the Pour Up Podcast or the Pour Up Pod at the Pour Up Pod on IG and all the other places.
We also asked for more time in our contract to roast each other at the beginning of the shit. So next week it's gonna be like Wild Wild West in this bitch. We want to come here and do a roast off. We should do like a roast episode.
Yeah.
Not like a roast of, but one of those open season 3, cipher situations like back in the. You weren't outside, but like when we used to do it outside.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I kind of want a comedy roast for my birthday.
I would love to do that. But I think you just want to do that so you can get back. I think you think you'll be funnier than everybody else.
We'll see. We'll see who's there.
You didn't deny it.
All right, shut up, Donald. All right. Is he signed in? How did he fucking do that?
No, you could when you're in the green room. You can
I see. Cool. All right, so before we get into the shits, guys, let's do drinks on me first. We get our drinks on. We're gonna do some shit differently nowadays. I didn't add that shit. See, I was just fucking around and spitting on shit. Pause. Pause. All right, tell that nigga to chill. Oh my God,
bro, the guests will be roasting too. So
the guests will be roasting at my fucking thing.
It's an open Jones season, like whatever you want to call it, chewing, roasting, flaming.
All right, let's do this shit so we can get our drink. Hi, y'all. So, this week's Drinks on Me is called a Big Daddy Smash in honor of Father's Day that's coming up. It's 1.5 ounces of bourbon, half ounce of lemon juice, 2 to 3 maraschino cherries muddled in a glass with some ice and some ginger ale. I'm going to go ahead and pour it for us here so we can drink on this shit. As always, I'll put the recipe up on our Instagram page and y'all can get with it.
Oh, you already did all that muddling
Yeah,
and all that?
I
thought you was about to do it here.
Yeah.
I want Isaac from The Love Boat. Wait, that was too hot. The Love Boat.
The Love. I can't see it.
Love Boat. Our singing lessons wore off.
Should you be making another round? There you go.
We need Janelle back in the building. Our singing lessons they're waning.
All right, let's drink up. Let's cheers to the show.
It's better when we do this at the front.
I like it, yeah.
Here's to an episode of the Pour Up.
It forces you to drink my drinks that I make.
I would say force.
A little bourbon drink there. I like that.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, I like it.
You keep making these by the pool joints. I think you want to be by the pool somewhere.
I do. I wish some of my friends would get a pool. Oh, wait, I got one coming. Big ups to TC.
You already had one before.
Who?
Solo.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I got a track over there, though. That's like a hike. Can I get a shuttle service?
I don't know what you're talking about because I live over there now.
All right. All right,
I had
guys.
a trick to come over here.
So it doesn't have a title now, but it will have a title by the time this gets put in the repeat on YouTube. But I wanted to talk today about Father's Day because Father's Day is coming up this, what is it? June, what is today? 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, June 19th, June. 9th. Oh my God, 19th, Father's Day and June-teenth.
So it's Black Father's Day, baby. We out here.
No, we ain't getting shit, actually. That means that we're going to get nothing. No, I didn't realize that.
It's Black Father's Day. Only. No other fathers, only Black fathers. Salute
no other fathers?
Because it's June-teenth and Father's Day, so we're going to do both.
All right.
No, we ain't getting shit. That's fine.
We don't have
That's
shit
okay.
anyway.
All we want to be is left alone a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. You won't say it, but I'll say it.
I actually on Father's Day like to be around my kids. It's the one day that I like them to huddle around me and pay homage to the fact that
because you like to be celebrated.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I just want to. That's every other day. I want to not be bothered.
Yeah.
I tell my grown ass, hey, Mike, leave me fuck alone.
You say that to your children?
My son?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 17.
What about your significant other?
Oh, I never say that to her.
You heard daddy, so do you make her go away too?
I'm not her daddy. That's not our operation. That's not our situation.
Nah.
Oh, that was the drunk advice.
Yeah. All right, so I did want to. All right, so the reason why this came in my head, right? I was just thinking about some shit. I was in Target today with my wife and child, and I remember back in May, like it was like crazy, man. You walk in the front door, there's these floral signs, there's all this crazy shit. It literally says, "Happy Mother's Day coming May 13th."
There was like
get the presents,
a band at the
you
front.
know,
and shit.
yeah,
It was like people doing tricks and juggling and all kinds.
Mama, you know I love you, like literally, like everywhere.
That's kind of fire.
Thank you.
The scenery,
yeah.
Like imagine that being a skit.
I kid you no lie. I'll put it up on TikTok and on Instagram. But I was searching because every year I buy myself a Father's Day mug from my kids to me.
Bro, you want to talk to somebody
every year? No. I got hooked up. I'll tell you what I got at the end of the show.
No, I mean about your hubris. Like you want to be put up on a pedestal. Like,
I do.
If you literally could be carried on a pedestal, you'll take it.
Yes.
But so you buy your own mug to say number one dad?
Yeah, no. I had one of those. Normally they say things like, dad belly and dad bod and stuff like that. It's the funny things they normally have at Target, right? All the different mugs and shit.
So you went in there.
I went in
Mother's
there.
Day was lit.
Mother's Day was lit.
What happened to
I went in the Father's Day, and I kid you no lie, I don't even have the picture. I'll put it on IG because I couldn't get it to upload. There was two little sorry ass fucking little displays. One on each side, little four-corner thing, had little Hawaiian shirts, had like some dad pants and some dad hats and some dad slippers that said number one dad on it, and that was it.
They hit you with the kiosk?
They hit you with the kiosk.
That's the Target dad.
It was like, that thing that be in the middle of the mall that nobody don't go to?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
Sometimes it be closed, sometimes it be open, you never really know.
Yeah.
It's like Father's Day. It might be Father's Day, it may not be for some.
Legit went up to an employee and I was like, do you know where the Father's Day stuff is? And she's like, okay. I'm like, no. Oh, you speak English. Okay. I'm like, well, Dios de El Padre. And she's like, huh? I was like, oh, Father's Day. Yeah.
In English?
I think
in perfect English.
I think it might. I don't know, but you could just go that way and look and see. And I had to search and I found two little kiosk things. Sorry ass shit.
They should make Father's Day over by the milk.
Yeah, by the milk. No, they should make Father's Day over by the contraception. Just don't bother.
Don't join the club.
Don't join the club.
That's crazy.
Anyhow, all right. So it got me thinking seriously about Mother's and Father's Day, and I feel like Father's Day is not celebrated to nearly the capacity in which Mother's Day is celebrated, and it made me think: Are fathers not celebrated nearly in the capacity in which we celebrate mothers?
Hmm.
You know, and when you think about Father's Day, it was started back in the 18. It was attempted. It was started back in the 70s, but it was attempted back in the 1800s, late or early 1900s. Somebody's mother who passed, and she was trying to pay homage to her father. That literally took 60 years to happen.
Damn.
Mind you, Mother's Day started in 1914. I think Father's Day didn't start in 1970 something, and it was like this big struggle. And a lot of the things I see online is just that fathers are this pillar. You need a father to raise a child type thing, but we don't have to recognize the dads. It doesn't matter as much. We don't care. And one of the biggest things I saw was that because y'all get everything else, let us have this one day.
This is another one of those things.
Yeah,
I'm cool without it.
why?
I I guess it's just the way it's been, and I know that's not an argument for anything. But pops is chill. Like pops want to be relaxed. Moms need to be celebrated on part of it, but on the other part, it's like, of course, mom. No offense, dad. My dad teaches me a lot, does a lot, even to this day, helps me as grandfather, all that stuff to my son. But mom is mom. Like
Okay.
we treat our women, well, we should always, but on these days we celebrate our women a little more. Our mothers
See,
mean
but
a
we
little
don't.
more
But
to
we
us.
don't though. We don't.
We should.
Don't they get paid less than all this other shit? Why are we picking it?
Well, we don't. We're not talking about women. We talking about moms.
This is very inconsistent for how we normally treat women.
No,
I'm
we're
just
not.
saying.
We're not talking about women. We're talking about moms.
Moms, okay.
Moms is different. It's a different group of people. They smell different.
They smell different.
They cook different. They kisses do more for boo boos. All that good shit.
Your mama kiss your boo boos?
No, I'm 36.
I'm glad you call them boo boos.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Boo-boo. All right, go ahead.
No, but I think that's what it is. You're gonna put like mom is mom. Even the way I'm saying mom, dad is like at this point I'm 36. Me and dad is like the homie.
That shouldn't be like that though.
It shouldn't.
No.
Why not?
Your dad should be revered.
My father is revered. I talk about my dad a lot.
We got some guests on.
He ain't asking for a day.
I feel like this parallels how we look at the idea that we don't need men. Or it's like, remember a couple shows ago we talked about how women have been moving towards this whole status of independence and don't need men. And I feel like if you don't need men, then you don't need fathers.
I don't know about that. I'll let one of them speak.
All right, can you make the big? I guess they're little. They're down there.
I don't need to stress. I'll wait till I start talking. Okay.
So Donovan,
that's not my name.
So I'm sorry. So TC, my bad. Fucked up right off bat. Sorry about that, TC, T'Chaka, the tribal queef, whatever you're calling yourself.
I am not going to address you until you say it correctly, sir. We've done this.
Tribal chief, what's your opinion?
So what's the question? I mean,
the question. So why do we celebrate Mother's Day like it's Christmas for moms, and Father's Day is basically President's Day? Worse than President's Day, Columbus Day.
Well, I mean, I think it's logically makes sense to me. Traditionally, women in general are the ones who raise your kids. They're the ones who take care of kids. They're the ones who, groom, babies. Whereas traditionally men tend to not really do that. Also, I think this is probably more important. Majority of kids who are in single parent households are in a single parent household where that parent is a mother, as opposed to where that parent is a father without a mother. So in turn, majority of those people who are in single family households, they don't have a father to necessarily, or they may have a father, but they may have most likely they don't live with their father. They most likely live with their mother, and that's who they tend to, ride with, which in turn means, hey, it's going to be celebrated more. To me, it logically makes sense. Women in general need or crave more attention. They consume, most of the laws, most of the way the government is set up, and the way the United States is set up. Women control the market as far as consumer buys and stuff, it makes more sense to cater to them when it comes to those holidays. I'm not opposing it. Shoot, I'm a single father of three kids. I I get it. I definitely, you know, I don't know. Even in my case, both my parents are still together. But you ask me, what do I, get up for more? Probably Mother's Day because I know she'll appreciate it more.
But you said earlier that majority of single family households, or if we take single family households and we just say households in general, more than likely there are more households with fathers, say it in this country, than there are not. So there is
Mhm.
probably people in this country, United States of America, let's not break down the demographics, say overall, there are more households with moms and dads. So dads contributing, hopefully
Correct.
contributing to the rearing of the child.
Mhm.
So yes, I know I get what you're saying. In single parent households and in full parent households, you always got your mom. But that's only like how many, what percentage of households? You know what I'm saying? Dad's
Well,
still there. Go ahead.
to answer, your question, like, yeah, that's true. Even if, let's say, we're not talking about single uh, family households, even in the households with both mother and father in it, it's still always going to lean toward the mother because, in general, mothers tend to be the ones who raise and groom and do baths, do the make you dinner, tuck you. They're the ones who you go to when you want comfort. In general, okay. Obviously, I'm not talking about one-offs. If there are certain people where that's reversed, and of course, I'm not talking about the one-offs. I'm talking about in general. And yeah, you're right. This is that. How did I say that earlier though? I'm trying to remember because to me it was very simple. Because we were specifically talking about the single
Right.
family households, and in that case, I mean it's pretty logically easy to kind of understand that most women are the ones who raise their kids as opposed to men. And if they're separated, in America, the men usually don't get the kids, uh, which means that the mother is going to get them and they're going to get celebrated. And I'm cool with it. I love moms. I love my mom. My wife, she was the most awesome mom. And hell, all three of my daughters, to both my daughters, were incredibly attached to her. Way more than they were with me, and it
Yeah.
wasn't because they didn't love me more. No, they just that's mom. But I will say, I say all that to make it clear. I'm not saying that it's okay or that men are should not be, it's not important for them to be in their lives. I would never, ain't no way in hell could go to that because the people who I see who are not, who don't have uh, a father or in a household, who were not raised with a father in a household. Again, not one offs. In general, those people tend to have issues. Those people tend to things. There are things that a man can teach a kid that a woman just simply can't. And again, I'm not the one offs. In general, I got to make sure I keep saying that
Uh, uh,
because people tend to look at, well, I know somebody. I'm not talking about somebody. I'm talking about as a whole. So,
okay,
uh,
Amanda.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so just quickly on that, I mean, there are people who grow up without moms that have issues. So isn't it just easy enough to say that when you grow up without two parents, that you might potentially have more issues than someone that grew up with two parents? I mean, each parent contributes significantly to a child's development. So, I mean, there are lots of people that grow up without moms that have issues too. I'm just saying. I mean, I get what you're saying too. Yes, there are a lot of people that grow up without dads that have issues too, but um, that the moms also play a role. But yeah, I do think dads are underappreciated, but I also think that's just the narrative, like you said, that was spewed. That was the traditional gender role. Moms took on raising the kids. Moms did all the heavy lifting of the kids, so therefore they'd be celebrated. Dad went to work and brought at home a paycheck, and so there wasn't really much to celebrate is what it was being told. I mean, we have movies and all the media that have these Hallmark and Lifetime channel movies about celebrating moms and doing things for Mother's Day. You don't really see that. Like you said, the courts did side more with the mom because for the longest time they believed the child needed their mom despite her being a freaking mess and the dad was fine. For some reason, the courts believed that, a child needed their mom more than their dad. I mean, obviously things are changing now and they're realizing they were wrong. It's still a little harder. But yeah, I think that just throughout the decades, these gender roles, this traditional narrative that's being spewed, which might, come from the patriarchy, my favorite. It doesn't work in your guys' favor, and it sucks because dads do a lot, especially the single dads, because it's actually quite more prevalent than people think.
I want to ask about, before we get into the next generation, the Gen Zers, and changing of gender roles. You mentioned the dad brought home the paycheck. Why is the paycheck not celebrated? That's a pretty big deal.
Because so that's the part about that kind of ties into the whole patriarchy thing I was bringing up. It was the narrative that was spewed that you guys brought home the bacon, you were tough, you were masculine, you worked hard and had things hard, but you could take it with ease. But women, although they worked hard, they were delicate, so they needed to be celebrated and appreciated and all this stuff. Whereas the men, they didn't need all that fluffiness. It's ties into the whole toxic masculinity thing, and I don't think it's right because dads do a lot. They really do. You mentioned something, about independence in women. I think dads contribute to helping women become independent as they grow up. Because just speaking from a mom and dad heterosexual standpoint, when kids grow up and they see their mom and dad in this loving, respectful relationship, and they see how the dad treats the mom and vice versa, that's how they learn about relationships and treating people with respect. So I think a good father does do a lot in contributing on how a woman develops her independence. And then if you have a shitty dad, well, you can also then contribute to codependency. So again, circling back, because I know we talked about that in text message. Yeah, I do think it's kind of messed up that dads aren't appreciated, for Father's Day as much as Mother's Day. I think it should be more in Hallmark and media, and it should be talked about more because they do a lot, even though it's not talked about.
It wouldn't be feeding into the patriarchy to turn up the amount of turn down the women's celebration and turn up the men one. And I know you're talking reasonably, the men who do should be celebrated, but I'm saying, don't you think that would get misused as most things do?
No, it's not, because the thing is that, and I see where you're coming from, and and I can see that idea. But the thing is that the patriarchy actually, a lot of it does help men, but also sets you guys back with things, when it comes to toxic masculinity or being underappreciated because you're just supposed to deal with this hardships and be okay with it kind of thing. Like according to Jasmine Black, I'm lost, but okay. So yeah, I'm reading the comments. Apparently, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Don't read the comments.
But yeah, no, it seems like you would think dismantling the patriarchy is supposed to set women back. It's not. Okay. It actually would help you guys. And that's what people don't realize, is they think dismantling is just for our benefit. It's actually for your guys' benefit. And I think that's something you should realize, is the patriarchy actually works against you in this particular instance as well.
But does hyping up Thanksgiving make Christmas less an important holiday? No. I feel like they both can exist in the same planet. So why can't we celebrate mom?
Christmas is a more important holiday.
Christmas is not a more important holiday.
Thanksgiving's fabricated.
You watch your damn mouth, first off.
Thanksgiving's fabricated.
Technically, Christmas is fabricated too. I'm a Christian. I can say that. But we ain't going to go into that long-ass thing.
Wait, why? Because
he wasn't more on December 25th.
No,
there's all that shit like that.
Why be you being a Christian allows you to say it?
Oh, because,
you have to be.
You ain't go to the meeting?
To the Christian meeting?
I hear everything that everybody's saying. I don't understand, because when you're celebrating a father, who the hell is out here celebrating shitty fathers on Father's Day? Not me. Not you. Not you or you.
They shouldn't be
so
celebrated.
Only the good fathers are being celebrated on Father's Day. So why not hype them up? So we're talking about the patriarchy and all that stuff like that. That's fantastic. I get that men have been the root of all the bad shit that's happened, at least in this country, for a really long time. But when it comes to fathers, ongoing, asterisks. Yeah. But when it comes to fathers, they will celebrate the fathers that do the shit right, I thought.
Well, that's what the patriarchy thing's about, is that we were taught that we didn't have to do it as much as mom. We didn't have to hype up dad as much as mom. That's what it is. It's not so narrowly tailored to feminism and all this stuff. It's just straight up, we were taught this narrative that we need to celebrate Mother's Day more than Father's Day, that we need to hype up mom because she does more, because she deals with the kids more. In reality, dads do also do that too. They just have they do different things with the kids. They teach kids different things, but we just still don't hype them up because they're the dad. Like literally, it's so stupid. It's so simple and stupid.
Amanda,
it's not fair.
can I ask you a question?
Uh-oh.
You said they do things with them. What are those things?
Well, I mean, I can only from my personal experience, my dad taught me, things about cars, power tools. My dad taught me things about science. My dad and I bonded over chemistry and biology and science stuff, He didn't know how to cook for shit, so my mom taught me how to cook.
I'm sure he was proud when you became a lawyer.
Isn't that basically chemistry?
Well, but the thing is like, no, my dad and my mom had different attributes. My mom was very headstrong. My dad taught me to be really patient. My dad was a people person. He taught me, how to be polite and toward them. My mom isn't very talkative. I learned different personality traits and attributes on how to communicate with people, learn different things from my parents, Yeah, I know what I was originally saying a couple of minutes ago to you, Tribal Chief, was some pretty standard gender roles to that stuff, but that was just my personal experience. I learned a lot of different things from my dad and my mom, but for me, I related more to my dad, personality-wise. I was more extroverted, more talkative. I was a science geek, which got me my scholarships to college, different things like that. My dad and I bonded over all that science and geeky stuff. My mom and I bonded over like artsy stuff. So, and that's what he, contributed to me. And I was a more outgoing person because of him. I was more of an extrovert because of him. I did more activities. I joined more sports. He did sports. I went Greek because he was Greek. There's just a lot of things.
So you would say that you are a very well-rounded person if you've been being raised by both your mother and father, who, based on what you just said, I guess, line up with the traditional gender roles. You turned out to be okay, correct?
Yeah, but except I came from a divorced family. My dad came back quite a few times to try to make it work, and then my siblings were born through those multiple attempts, and then my dad remarried with my stepmom. But and granted,
well, I just wanted real quick before we go too far.
So, well, no, we're not. But I'm just letting you know, it's not. It's kind of traditional, but it's kind of not. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you have father.
You just said that the qualities that you got from your father, that you've learned from him, the things that you learned from your mother. This is it's incredible how you said it, because this is pretty common. Women tend to go toward artsy trends. Again, in general, I'm not talking about every single person, so please do not respond. Well, some people do this. No, in general, men tend to gravitate toward things, and women tend to gravitate toward creative and type stuff. And it's literally exactly what you said. But I guess my question is, again, you did turn out to be a good person. You were a lawyer. Sounds like you got a good job. You're doing well. And you were raised under those. I know not an entirely traditional situation because there was divorce, which in America now that's becoming the new norm. Yeah. That's the new traditional. But point is, as far as their qualities, they were relatively true.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, again, it was different too because I got to spend time with both parents longer than my siblings, so it actually, did make things different for them. But, circling back, I do think that, I don't know, honestly, why dads aren't being more appreciated now that things are becoming more, I guess, gender neutral in roles and becoming more equal. I think that they guys should step up and get celebrated. Like you said, the good dads, of course. Why would we celebrate shitty parents? Like, no, thank you. We don't celebrate shitty moms. We're not going to celebrate shitty dads.
Yes, we do.
We do?
That's the crazy thing. We do celebrate shitty moms. The Mother's Day is across the board. I've never seen anyone celebrate a shitty mom. Hey, listen, it is. Trust me, it's true. I don't have a shitty mom, but I know people with shitty moms.
She's still a mom.
I give you an example of a shitty mom, and I feel very strongly about this. A shitty mom is someone who brings her ass on Father's Day and gets her ass on the internet and says, I'm celebrating Father's Day because my whatever boyfriend, whoever they had their kid with,
baby daddy
is not here, or their baby daddy is not around, I'm the father. No, you're not. You're and really what you're doing, you should be blaming your damn self, because the only person who's at fault here is, well, obviously, if the dude just completely left the kid, he's a piece of shit dad. We're talking about celebrating Father's Day. Nobody celebrate him anyway. But you damn sure can't celebrate yourself, because guess what? Who picked him? You did. You chose to have a baby with a shitty dad. Get the hell out of here.
Victim blaming on that. I mean, I think single parents have to take on the role of both parents. So, if they want to, on their own volition, celebrate both parent days, then have at it. It's not going to affect my life. It's not going to affect anyone else's life.
Well, no, it ain't affecting my life. But I'm telling you, that person who does it, in my opinion, they're a shitty fucking mom. And
because what that's doing, Amanda. What that's doing, man, not to cut you off, Don. What that's doing is that's invalidating that is invalidating the idea of the dad. Because I had a mother that raised me basically on my own, but 99% on her own. And what she never said that we didn't celebrate Father's Day. I celebrated Father's Day the first time when I met my wife and stepson. So I didn't celebrate. What she always said is that, and I co-signed this to this day, she was twice the mother. You know what I'm saying? So not mother and father. I just had twice the mother. And so the idea that and Mike, you can give your opinion here in a second too, but I don't have to give you permission for that. This is your show too. What am I talking about? But the idea of the I am the father, is kind of ludicrous, because what you're saying is that you don't need I don't need the father. And we'll get into that in a second, but because the fact of the matter is that you still needed the dad in the life. He just chose to be a fucktard.
Yeah, need versus what you get, though, because you just explained you grew up with that need but didn't get it.
I contradicted my own point.
Yeah. I lived this life, and then you basically said, well, your mother could be 2 times a mother, salute to her.
Yeah.
And all the mothers that do that. But also, I think this whole conversation is interesting if it started from the point of Father's Day.
Yeah.
Because one, we're leaving out the dads that just don't want to be celebrated. I said it here. I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
But you want that day to be left alone, though. That's your special day.
But that's not a celebration. That's a absence of celebration.
Yeah.
But sliding back to the point about the moms wanting to be celebrated, it does show, regardless of how logical, factual, whatever, God forbid a woman has to raise a child by herself. But when she does, that she want to put it out on social media and Front Street that her person ain't there, for whatever reason, short of it being like a widow situation, it's weird to me that you so bitter that you want that to be known. Like, celebrate me twice. Like, calm down. You get 2 times a mother, but you don't get 2 holidays, one that's not representative of what your role is.
Right.
Whether that, and that's accounting for all people, even same sex and other, that it's not my birthday at my half birthday, so we're not celebrating that.
Right.
You don't get Father's Day.
Right.
Hey, Riley.
What up, Riley? Amanda. So what? So give us the female perspective on that, because we don't, as men, we are 3 men, and we don't get it. We're 3 fathers, and it don't connect with us. Can you give us some insight into why that's something that happens?
I mean, I would assume that individual is just being salty and they're hurt, and some people lash out when they're hurt. I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, she's a shitty person. Okay. I'm just going to be like, okay, well, she's clearly in pain because, the person she, probably loved or wanted to be with didn't want to raise the kid with her. And so, yeah, obviously she's lashing out. I don't, but she has to step up, and, single parents have to step up and be both roles. And it's hard. It's a hard job, but it's doable, but it's hard. And I just see it as a lashing out, an emotional lash out. So I don't take it personally. I don't think you're a shitty person. I'm just like, oh, you're hurt. When I see that, I think, oh, you're in pain. And that's how I leave it. That's what I see what I think when I see something like that. And so I'm not going to take it personal, and then I'm not going to just verbally attack them from behind my screen when I see that. I can only imagine that they had this, whatever floats your boat. So
light their ass up.
But I just think, they had this idea and this hope in their head for a certain kind of, relationship and family relationship and dynamic, and it didn't work out, and they're hurt. And yeah, that's them lashing out, and it makes them feel better in the moment. And that's honestly what I think. And I just don't really dive into anything more. I don't spend the time thinking, well, why. I just leave it at their hurt.
Amanda, can I ask you a question?
You can just ask it.
Just ask the question.
Yeah.
Yes. Why don't you ask if you can ask her a question?
Do you know? I'm just curious. The person who had the baby, the gal who had the baby with that gentleman, who picked that gentleman to have the baby?
Why is it always the woman's fault? Why can't
I'm sorry. I didn't ask no fault. I just asked the question. Who picked him?
There's a lot of reasons relationships don't work out. It doesn't have to be that. Okay, but she decided to have a baby with him. So she just needs to accept all the consequences that happen after.
I'm sorry.
Why he left.
I just asked one question.
Why is it relevant? What is the intent of your question?
I want to know your answer to that question
well, I want to know
because
the intent
I have a follow-up question, but I mean, it sounds like you don't want to answer.
I don't think that you should sit there and be like,
don't know who picked him?
You should shut the fuck up because you're the one that fucked him.
I didn't say that.
That's not nice. That's not fair.
That's what the doctor says on the birth certificate. You should shut the fuck up because you're the one that killed him.
Okay, so she made a bad choice. That doesn't mean she has to suck it up and deal with it. She's allowed to feel pain, and if she decides
the word is accountability. She picked him, and you know what?
And
ultimately,
guess what?
the trend I see with anybody,
she's allowed to
any
lash
woman.
out.
I'm sorry, any gal who picks a guy is even remote. And I say this as a father who loves my kids, who I could honestly probably say, if they did not exist here right now, after everything that's happened with me, I don't think I'd be here. And so to me, it's a man who could straight up say or willingly choose to not be in his kid's life while he's here, his kid's here, and he just actively chooses, I'm not going to be in their lives. To me, especially as a man who has 3 kids, I love them dearly, love them to death, that if you are a gal and you could pick a person who is even remotely capable of doing that, then I'm sorry, you do hold accountability for picking that type of person to have a baby with.
That is the only situation that redeems a woman from doing that.
But
I mean, is there a possibility that this man pretended to be a kind of guy that he naturally wasn't, and when things happen because pregnancies happen, and they decided to keep it, and then he decides to bounce, but he pretended to be someone because we can all agree that men do that, and it's shitty. Not all men, but enough of them. They pretend to be someone they're really not. And she picked him based on the man that he pretended to be, and then he showed his true colors. So it's still her fault for picking on false pretenses?
Yes. And also the reason why, because what I'm trying to tell you is the gulf. There's a significant gulf. It's not just there's some men, he could have played her, he could have played games and made her think that. No, most men, if they find out you are pregnant or you are about to have a baby, they most likely are going to say they either don't want to have a baby or they to have the baby and they want to keep going with it. And hold up, and I'm just saying, the person, when I say as a guy who would probably take his own life if he didn't have his kids, versus the guy who has a son and maybe played games at the beginning with the gal, but still ultimately said, I'm not going to be in that kid's life. The gap between those type of people, yes, you do assume accountability for even picking a person to have a kid, because people, we live in a world where women were more likely or be more open to having a baby with somebody before they prioritize having a baby with someone before marriage, or before even knowing that this person is even capable of leaving and pretending his son or daughter doesn't exist.
So
that you do. Listen, you're doing everything you can to not give her accountability, but I'm telling you, you can't give them I'm admitting the guy who does that is a piece of shit. I'm not saying that person shouldn't do that. I'm saying she owns a little bit of that
accountability. But you're also saying that men don't fake it and act like someone else and trick them into believing there's someone else. But
if you have a baby with a person who does, if you have a baby with a person,
how is she supposed to know? She can't read minds.
So hold on, let me ask you. Hold on, let me pause both of y'all real quick. Let me pause y'all both real quick.
Disagree with you.
Let me pause you both real quick. Let me ask you a question, Amanda and Don. Maybe you can comment too. If somebody called you or sent you a text message and they indicated that you needed to sign into your bank account and check in on something, and you clicked that link and you did that, at the end of the day, if that ended up being a spoof link and they stole your money, do you have to accept some accountability for clicking on the link?
Yes, and the thing is, though, is you can be accountable, but what I wanted to ask Don is that you can be accountable, but you can also still feel pain. She could. How do you know she's not?
I didn't say she didn't. I didn't say she couldn't feel pain.
How do you know that she's not?
I didn't say she couldn't
I
feel
listened to
pain.
your
Stop saying things that I didn't say.
No, but
don't
I'm
say
asking
things
you a
I didn't
question.
say.
Can't she
never
feel
misrepresent me.
accountable?
Well, hold on,
And then
Don.
also, can't she feel accountable and say, "Fuck, you know, I wish I would have known who he really was. I would never have done this."
That's not accountable. You blamed it on him.
No,
That's what you just said.
I'm not
No,
done yet.
you said you
Sweet
tried to give an
Lord,
example.
love a chicken.
You tried to give an example of accountable, and then said, "I wish I really know what he really was."
But
That's
what
not
I'm
accountable.
trying to say
Try again.
is,
Try again. Come on.
if you could let me talk, if you could
You
just
can
like
do
sit it and walk
All
it.
right. Go ahead, Amanda.
What I'm trying to say is, she could sit there and be like, "Yeah, if I knew who he really was, I wouldn't have done this." But you know what? In this moment, I'm in pain and I'm feeling salty, and I posted this. What I'm trying to ask you is, can't she be accountable in her own personal way, but also feel pain and lash out? That's not okay. She has to just suck it up, deal with it, and be like, "Well, I fucking suck. I made a bad choice." Oh, well, because all you talked about was accountability. You never recognized how she might be feeling.
Oh,
you're just like, "Oh, she has to be accountable, and that's it."
I'm saying,
all right, go ahead, Mike.
I can't acknowledge both happen, and if she's holding herself accountable privately but celebrating herself publicly, that might be the issue. With that said, I will say I agree with you, Amanda, that ultimately that accountability has to be shown on both parts. The question right now, I guess, is about the woman, and this is where we got to from the celebratory Mother's Day, Father's Day conversation. But if the question is about the woman, and she should be publicly accountable too, to say, "Hey, I fucked up," not celebrate me in my loss. And Don, on the flip though, we can acknowledge he made the action. We, like she said, we're not going to victim blame and act like this wasn't done to her too. Like two people entered into a baby situation, and one said, "You know,
well, what about a one-night stand? You don't enter. That's not entering into the baby one.
No, when you have sex with somebody without protection, you're entering into some agreement that this could turn into a baby.
Well, sometimes shit happens. It ain't always. There's no expectation of having a baby.
And I'm not saying it's 100%. I'm saying literally every time you cross that threshold, this is a chance. This is something we learned at a very early age in probably middle school classes, sex class, that ultimately he's fucked up. And Don did say that dude is totally accountable for being a total piece of shit and the absolute lowest of the low. I wouldn't recommend him to nobody for nothing. But also she chose to be there too. And that they're both at fault. It's not total accountability, but it's not total let everybody off the hook. They both fucked that up. And that is
it takes two to make a thing go right.
Both are accountable. They both are responsible.
She's doing her best to not absolve her. Well, if a mom's like, "I want to celebrate Father's Day because I'm basically being a dad because I'm raising this kid by myself." You know what? If that makes you feel better so you can go on because of whatever situation you're in and that's your motivation and you post about it, I don't give a shit. If that helps you to go and be the best 2-for-1 parent, so be it.
2 for 1.
I mean, but some people aren't going to like it, and that's fine. Not everyone likes what everyone
I want to ask them. Okay, because I want to go over some quick, literally real quick, some attributes of a father, real quick, that children get from a father. Now, granted, we would love to at some point have a discussion about same-sex marriage, same-sex relationships. Unfortunately, Mike and I are not gay. I feel like the longest relationship I've ever had with a man is probably this show.
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
I identify.
We're just going to come out right now, both of us?
I'm not out. I'm soft out.
Are you going to go to Pride next weekend?
I was at one.
He's at Pride right now.
I'm always prideful.
Anyhow,
black man.
So we can only come from a standpoint of a heterosexual relationship. Again, fans, watchers, things like that. I'm doing it because I want people to hit us up because we would like to have that conversation at some point in the future, but we're not experts in it. So, all right. So fathers are responsible for the emotional development of a child, believe it or not. Fathers set the bar for relationships with others. With daughters, fathers are a template for what they would ultimately end up with as far as a life mate. And when it comes to sons, they are the template for what the son will be. So we indicate the father literally is a template for the son, a template for the daughter's mate if they are heterosexual, and they're responsible for how they actually emotionally develop socially.
Was that your blog?
So it's not my blog. It wasn't my blog.
It
Shut up.
like your blog.
I didn't write it, even though I could, because I got a degree in this. But anyhow,
join him at claudeblog.wordpress.
So I hate you. So my question though is, and I'm gonna move from the people who get left in their responsibility to be a parent. Let's talk about the idea of the independent woman, because we talked about this on a couple different shows. Amanda, I think you and Don were both on that show about women going their own way and not necessarily needing a man. Well, if you want a child, obviously you don't need a man to make a child nowadays. You can go to a clinic. How does that work, Amanda?
On Father's Day?
On any day. How does the idea that I'm independent, I don't need a man, work when it comes to children?
It's not
bringing children.
It's not necessarily I'm independent, I don't need a man. I think that's outdated. It's really
Okay.
I'm independent. I will not tolerate being deserved or being treated shitty. I deserve, I know what I deserve, and I deserve respect and all this stuff. So it's more of like I'm independent kind of thing. Like I have no tolerance for BS and shitty behavior and disrespect. That's really what it is. Like that I am independent, I don't need no man is more like that hyper independence that I think you showed me that article on.
Yeah.
Where that's toxic, It's like you're basically just, putting your walls up and keeping people away. Like that's not okay. But I'm more focused on that. I'm independent. Like I just know what I deserve, and I'm going to be persistent about it and not be treated, shitty. I'm going to basically dismiss the bad red flags I see and not tolerate that behavior. And that does, when it comes, it's funny that you mentioned when it comes to like Father's Day and stuff. I had a talk with one of my girlfriends who, she has different views on marriage, and she's not really for it. She thinks more of a contract than romantic. So she's cool with like a life partnership. But she was like, if I don't find someone and I'm getting up there in the years, I will either have a baby, a surrogate, or I will adopt, and I will raise that baby by myself. And we actually had that conversation, and she, saw her mom do it. So she was like, I know I can do it. It will be tough, but she's totally okay with that. It doesn't faze her. I mean, it's kind of interesting.
You bring up an interesting point, because I'm just curious about that. So she's going to go out and get a child by whatever means on her own and raise it, no matter what she wants. Possibly.
She's totally.
I would love to have her on the show. You need to hit her up and tell her that we would love to have her on the show, because that's interesting to me, because I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible. That is, to me personally, the most absurd thing in the whole entire world. Because to bring a child into the world, because I don't necessarily believe in mother, father, or mother, or just father. I believe in two or more parents in a child's life. So to raise a child on their own is like, because I know my wife right now, all weekend has been dealing with my daughter. She's a hellion. And I know that little bit of relief when she literally goes, you need to take this little heifer right now, I'm about to kill her, is life for her. So to literally just be like, I want to raise this child on my own, that concept, if you can maybe give us more insight into that, is just so foreign and out of this world to me.
Her mom does live near us. This is my best friend, Alyssa, the mechanical engineer.
Okay.
I mentioned her before. Her mom does live near us, like 10 minutes away. And her mom would totally be involved in the baby's life and, help out and stuff. But it's not more of she's doing it because she's not thinking about this because she doesn't want a guy in her life. She's just like, hey, if I don't find Mr. Right around the time I want to have a kid, it's not going to stop me from, starting a family, is what her idea was.
Her definition of independent is different than yours.
It's interesting.
Even though you use the same frame.
So we see things differently. I'm a hopeless romantic. I want to meet Mr. Right, and I do want to get married, and I want to have kids. Like her and I, very different on how we view marriage and stuff. Which is always interesting in conversation.
That's the independence part. So when you say you're independent, you're raising the wrong flag, in my opinion, that you, while able to pay for your own shit and take care of yourself and make your own choices, are independent of the patriarchy. Whereas you're saying it, and it makes people who are on the other side of that, the ones that you're trying to get think, oh, she won't be by herself, then let her be by herself.
Yes.
Be Switzerland, do whatever you want to do over here. Me and my allies, we gonna run over there. That her independence is I don't want / need, or if I have a scenario without a man, I'll go it. And you're saying, no, I want the man. I just want to also make my own money and make my own choices.
Well,
those aren't the same.
You know, she's okay without, like I told you, I'm a hopeless romantic. I want to be emotionally independent from someone, you know? Yeah, and obviously financially, but like my best friend is, I was trying not to say her name because I don't know if she want me to say her name.
No, you don't have to.
A-Train.
We'll call her Becky.
We'll call her H. No,
we do have different views because like I said, it comes with how I view romance. I am way more of a romantic, and I'm way more of an emotional, empathetic person than she is. She's very logistic and very numbers, very
analytical,
very different. Analytical, yes, very very different. You know, personalities. So you know, I love, and she's just like, if it doesn't come, I'm still gonna have kids. I was like, well.
In your scenario, just circling a little bit back to the Father's Day thing, let's say you're the total breadwinner. I'm a stay-at-home dad. Are you cooking for me on Father's Day? Are you giving me that pomp and circumstance, like 100%?
I'll like
bacon in bed and all that.
Get a bubble bath for you. I'll make you dinner.
Oh, he would love that. He would love that.
So the amount of celebratoriness goes to the parent who isn't necessarily the earner.
No,
I guess if you say.
No. See, so it made me think when you guys brought this topic up. In my future situation, I would love to celebrate Father's Day as equally as Mother's Day gets celebrated. I would do that because I would be super appreciative of my husband, my partner, because I plan on him helping me with my little freaking gremlins because I plan on having a few, and I know Karma's probably gonna give me hellions. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I would totally do it up for Father's Day, and I would teach the kids to do it up for Father's Day too. You know?
Okay, then not you, the average person in that scenario.
Well, it depends. I mean, I guess, you know, if they're still stuck on those traditional perspectives that, you know, you got to do it for mom, but dad just wants to be left alone, or you don't really got to do for dad, maybe take him to Home Depot, let him go do his own thing, you know, because that's kind of, you know, then, yeah, they may not want to do that. But
on the whole, him aside, most dads would like that sense of peace, or what men call peace. I don't want to answer the questions.
Absolutely.
Like,
hold on, no.
So the dad loves that you should do for Father's Day. You know, if the mom wants to be pampered because she loves to be pampered, then you pamper. If dad wants to be left the fuck alone, you leave him alone.
Listen, I just want my kids to tell me that they love
incompatible Father's Day. Because if they did celebrate you as such, if they did that for me, that would be more annoying because I would still end up having to do shit, answer questions, go places, pick up the ice, and do all that.
I ain't trying to do all that. I ain't saying about doing no cookouts and all that shit.
No, you want to celebrate?
I you know what I want? I want breakfast in the morning, cup of coffee, sit, watch the news. They all cuddle under me like.
So that's what this whole thing about.
You know, I want to hear the Family Matters theme song in my ear. You know, when I wake up, and that Father's Day morning. And then right around noon, 1 o'clock, I want them to go away.
I want to ask.
So you want breakfast in bed?
No, I don't want breakfast in bed. Breakfast on my new couch area.
He wants his fuzzy slippers with the newspaper and corncob pipe. Yeah. I want to ask the group a question about Claude, though. Why y'all think he's not getting that Father's Day? Is he not worthy of it?
Oh, I get that.
Is he not on the level? That's why you complaining.
Oh, I get that Father's Day. Let's be real. Let me just put this out real quick.
So this whole thing.
No. This is about fathers in general. And my observation when I'm out in the stores and I see that the love is not being given, and you look at every ad for Father's Day is a joke. Every ad for Mother's Day is a damn Jane Seymour. Get your mother this heart's a diamond pendant.
Y'all hear it, right?
The woman that you love so much. Type thing. He wants Get father some fucking grill fucking tools.
The nation to celebrate fathers. So it's not enough to just get it from your family. You want the whole nation.
My family is fire.
You want the whole nation to be like fathers.
I got a fire ass Lightning jersey and a beautiful chair to sit at my desk that I'm at 90% of the time, and they will dote over me on Father's Day morning, and I'm sure we'll go to breakfast.
Whether you hear it or not, you really bothered by the fact that the nation don't celebrate Father's
I'm just trying to represent you.
I'm good.
And the voice and the man sitting right there,
unbothered and untalked about,
and Amanda's father. Go ahead, Donovan.
Let me say this.
I'm sorry, damn it,
Mike, you hit it on the head. You said it at the beginning, and I've been trying to I guess because Claude asked me questions, as to why. And what you said, Mike, is exactly it. The most men don't really care to be pampered and loved on, or like fathers, I should say, on. I don't need that. You know what a good Father's Day is to me? Me away from everybody playing video games or watching football or something and ordering some wings that I don't have to go get. That and do that all day. That is what I need. Carl, what you want is not. I mean, that's what you want, and that's what. Hey, that's cool for you. That's in general. That's not the thing. Most.
Well, let me ask you this, Don, because you bring up an interesting point. We're millennials. TC, sorry, whatever your name is, the tribal queef. Us three men here are millennials. Let's talk about the alpha generation and the Gen Zers, because that Gen Zer and below, the traditional gender roles is literally out the door. They don't do it. It's willy nilly. They do whatever they want to do, and so. How does that track, right? So let's talk about them, because at the end of the day, I feel like the whole ads with the dad at the grill and all of that stuff, that don't track for them. I just don't think it don't track for them.
You say them, I might be them too.
What do you mean?
Like, I ain't fully dad mode. Like, my dad is dad, and I'm like junior dad.
No, but their dads are in the kitchen. Well, no, but their dads are in the kitchen. Their dads are in the kitchen and
you cook?
Yes, I do cook. But I'm talking about the traditional gender roles are not the same. It is slowly kind of getting free based as the generations go on, and so that's a good analogy in it. And so the idea, do you think that those traditional norms and picture of Father's Day will be different when, say, our sons are fathers?
Not only do I think it's different, I'm saying we are in the gap. The difference between what my dad can do, it's crazy. This is a Father's Day thing. So to my dad, I always said, man's a man, teaches me how to do that, and I mimic him every day, trying to be him to my son. With that being said, I'm stuck. Maya's walking Home Depot. I'm looking around like lost. I call my pops. I'm like, hey, Dad, where's the insert? What was I looking for? The shit to plug the walls with the putty stuff.
Why you don't call me?
Joint compound.
Why the fuck would I call you?
Because you just realized the other day that I have like tools and stuff. That was funny. Oh, that was Jerry. Never mind. Go ahead.
There's a man.
That was PA.
I've known since birth.
Whatever.
Who know this shit? Hey, Claude. What do I call it? You want me to celebrate you too?
Yes.
No. So he knew exactly where what I was looking for. He's like, oh, it's over here on this aisle, over here by this thing. He literally knows where it's at in the Home Depot. He's a different kind of dad. I, on the other hand, am the dad. I know tech shit, computers. Me and my son talk about recording audio and things of that nature. It's a different kind of dad. I'm not building the deck. I never built the deck unless I was with mine.
I have.
Yeah, that's fine. Right. Are you trying to be that dad?
Two of them. No,
because you want to be celebrated. You want to be the Marlboro man. You want also to be the guy on the.
Because I didn't have that though
with the corncob pop.
But I didn't have that.
Yeah,
that wasn't in my. There you go.
I'm cool.
And it goes back to what Don said about men who grow up without fathers in their lives. It's man. So my therapists have said this before. When you don't have something in your life, especially when it comes to parenting, you overcompensate it when you were a parent. So I overcompensate. I go the other side. So not only can I cook, I can also build decks and
that answered the question though too. Yeah, because it never was celebrated. To you, it's I want all of the celebration.
Oh yeah, I want all the celebration.
I'm all of the dad more than my own. Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm saying, my dad. We usually go what we're doing for Father's Day. I'm probably gonna meet up with my dad, have some drinks, talk some shit, and go home. I'm pretty much what we're doing here now.
Listen, I want to be Carl Winslow, Uncle Phil, and I don't even know another dad, Professor Ogilvy, all mixed up in the
Amanda, your siblings came. You said after the divorce and the attempt to rekindle, or during
it was those separations. Just boop, boop, boop.
Those kids celebrate pops like you do, like your dad.
Actually, we celebrate Father's Day. I was just thinking about this. So we would get him cards and presents. It was like a mini Christmas for him. We'd make him breakfast, coffee. It was like, so I just realized I have a pretty much a similar Mother's Day experience for Father's Day. And then, we did that before the divorce was finalized. And then after the divorce was finalized, we still did that. But I definitely think we overcompensated a little bit just because obviously once the divorce happened, we can only see him so many times. But yeah, we would do all that. He would wake up, we'd make him breakfast, bring him coffee, and he'd get cards, he'd get presents from all, like at least 2 or 3 presents from each kid. And there was like 4 of us. And, you know, and if he wanted to go, he loved Home Depot. So if he wanted to go Home Depot, we all went to Home Depot with him. Or he wanted to do
I'm sure that
projects
was
around the house.
annoying as hell for him.
Actually,
y'all in the Home Depot with him?
Oh my God, I hate taking Olivia to Home Depot.
My dad liked to teach us stuff. So actually, you know, I usually went
It was
with
heaven.
him. Yeah, I usually
man.
went with him, and then like one other sibling went. But or he would want to be left alone to do projects, and we would just leave him, you know, to do projects by himself around the house. And
well,
so it's definitely not a cliche Father's Day experience. I saw what he said.
It's okay.
Wait, who?
He's back. I will say this, and then we'll let y'all go for it because I don't have anything else. I think it's interesting, and this is not to put it out there to make anybody feel bad about their Father's Day or what they do to celebrate. I'm just saying we can't continue to be like, oh, dad and guys and things, and you know, are not of value. I'm just simply saying that men and fathers are definitely of value. I get why we celebrate mom more. In my household, my wife is a queen, and we attempt to treat her as such as much as we possibly can. Myself, I know the kids are bad as fuck, but we try. But you know, we can't deny the fact that you know, somebody who grew up without a father, the actual value of having a dad in the household, and that should be celebrated. I know that sucks. That's why when a mother's out doing what a dad do, they don't get the compliments of like, oh, he's such a good dad, he's doing those things. I get it. It sucks. Y'all do the same thing that we do, and y'all don't get called superheroes, and it sucks. I'm just simply saying that there's a dad out there and the dad is doing it. It's okay to recognize it. That's all I'm saying.
You want attention and the credit so bad, don't you?
He does. He's so
it's not enough to just be a good dad.
Yeah.
You just give me somebody to come up to you and say, Claude, you are awesome. You want your kids to annoy the hell out of you and say, please, no, we're going to Home Depot with you. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So dad, nice. It sounds like her dad. So nice. He didn't want to tell. He couldn't find in his heart to tell them to leave me the fuck alone and just stay your ass at home.
I don't know how both of you are speaking as guys who grew up with fathers.
He wanted to do that.
Both of you guys are speaking so nice. As young black men who grew up with sound fathers.
Love how you think you know what my dad is thinking. So kindly fuck off.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm wondering, Claude, is your love language words of affirmation?
Yes, it is.
Damn,
cut
her off.
1,000,000%. No, we stay here. Let's stay here.
It's time for her to go.
No, let this be the episode.
No,
why is your know why it is.
No. Dr. Bishop is not on this show here. This is not a therapy session.
Would you like some words of affirmation?
Yes, go ahead.
I salute you, Claude.
As what?
Father's Day champion. You won this shit. You got it. Claude, come on, y'all. Claude.
I'm mad y'all ain't enjoying it. Y'all could have joined in.
These are words of affirmation. These are literal.
Chanting me. Y'all could have joined in.
This is literal.
I did.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
They did it in spirit. I felt them.
Yeah, I did.
You're a good dad, Claude.
I'm good. I knew that.
Okay, I'm gonna put the ticker
in my eye
at the bottom.
Thank you so much.
For my Father's Day, I appreciate a little head nod, just salute and acknowledge me, but it ain't gotta be nothing loud. We know what it is. Salute to fathers like myself who just mimicking fathers like mine.
Yeah. Oh, but again, we can have this discussion on another show. Understand you and Don come from the perspective of two individuals who did grow up with a father. There was never a day in your life and Don's where they did not have a dad and did a dad in it. So it's a different scenario. But it also goes back to what Don said before. There's not a individual that he knows who did not grow up without his father that does not have some kind of issue because of it.
And like Amanda said, that does also go both ways, both genders and all sorts of people have 2-parent homes and they crazy as hell too.
Like I said, for the heterosexual relationships,
in general.
No, I'm saying even with both parents present, kids be doing crazy shit.
I get it.
When they're still married.
I get it.
Don's our friend.
But there are certain things you ain't got to go to the therapy for when you got a mom and a dad in the house. A sound mother and father. Your parents were divorced and you still came out okay.
Oh, they didn't. I was 13 when they divorced. I was
there
who
you
I
go.
was.
Yeah.
I am the man I am.
Yeah.
Claude.
All right, enough of that.
Claude.
I'll do it.
Claude.
The tribal chief. The tribal chief. We appreciate you being on the show. As always, see you soon. And
shout out to Amanda's dad.
Shout out to Amanda's dad.
That's what
He
I'm saying.
truly doesn't mean that, Amanda. Shout out to your dad.
With no sarcasm. Salute
Yeah,
to him.
no sarcasm at all. Let's get Don out of here. Amanda, thank y'all. Wait. No, I don't want to say wait. Thank y'all again for being on the show. I have nothing else to say. Appreciate it. We'll see y'all next time.
Thank you.
Y'all were amazing. Thank you.
I will leave them in and take us out.
Yeah, take that.
No, I'm gonna take us out and leave
them in so they can sit there and
just
decide
let that
each
be
other.
the show.
That'd be an interesting show.
The
Yeah,
pour up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you off air.
Yeah, what would you call it? Ebony and Ivory? That'd be one fucked up ass piano.
Oh man,
those two. I don't know.
Man. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
That's
I was gonna
fun.
say the pour up dating show.
Oh,
where we invite two people to talk with us,
we should send them two out on the date. That'd be fun.
Well, not those two.
That'd be fun.
It should be a different.
No, we should do them because that'd be fun.
No, it should be a different two.
A different two.
But basically, we bring both people in, and then at some point in the convo, we just take ourselves out and watch.
Just feel like, hey, so this was you thought this was going to be a podcast, but it's actually a dating show.
Yeah, it's a dating show podcast. It's the first one. You heard it here first.
A date cast.
No, it'd be something related to the pour up.
Oh,
it'd be like for I don't know,
one night stand.
I don't know. We're gonna make people be married.
Oh, okay.
Make.
Oh,
yeah. We'll facilitate the convo. We'll have like, what do you think about the dating game? And then when they have like a moment, we just bow out. Not those two. A different two.
A different two. Okay.
Yeah, a whole different two people.
All right.
Those two
definitely not those two.
Those two would kill each other.
Yes.
I think.
I don't know. Opposites attract. We can be together. No, that's a different song.
Claude.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Claude, you love this though. You really do.
I have reached the adequate tipsy amount enough for, I think, a drunk. I like it. All right, y'all. Drunk Advice is the part of the show when we actually give advice to people in the world out there in the internet and followers alike.
I have no idea what people listen to us.
And I don't know why y'all listen to us. I hope y'all aren't. Don't, honestly, full disclosure, we are not liable for anything that we tell you. We are not psychiatrists. We are not professionals. We are drunk. This is the disclosure. We are fucked up drunk. So do not take our advice. However, listen to it because it'll probably be funny.
What is the Drunk Advice blog today?
All right. This is coming. It's a long one. I hate when they do this long ass ones. This is from Tasty 25.99.
Tasty.
It says
it's tasty.
Tasty, just tasty. A guy is mad. I didn't send him naked pictures? ? What? I, 22 female, recently started talking to this guy, 25 male, that I met on a dating site. We have pretty good chemistry. So far, every time we speak, we seem to get along pretty well. He has been nice and respectful. Recently, we started sexting too. Big ups to y'all. Which quickly turned into sending each other sexy pictures. Isn't that what sexting is?
Sexting is.
Okay. Me too. I mean, we're old. Not naked pictures. Mostly because my cousin, who stayed over for a while, shared the room with me. Okay, dope. Cousins be fucking up everything. Eventually, things got very intense, and he sent a full frontal naked picture of himself multiple times, all consensual. Okay, and good fun. Nice, but I still find it difficult to trust someone so quickly. So mine were always slightly discreet or not including full frontal nudity. Smart. Eventually, when my cousin left, he and I were able to sex much more. And when he asked me to reciprocate, I told him I wasn't comfortable with full frontal stuff. I have done it before, but I've not known this guy long enough. And I wanted there to be some mystery when we met this weekend. We had plans to meet and hook up or meet just to hang out, however things go. Okay, cool. When I said this, he said that's unfair and got extremely awkward and embarrassed and said that it's bad that I didn't communicate this before, and that made him feel extremely naive because he never does this, and now he has. I didn't reciprocate. To be fair, I didn't reciprocate not just the way he wanted to. I also told him that revenge porn affects women much more than it affects men, and he just replied, well, wow, I cannot. Eventually, he texted me saying that he felt very embarrassed. He didn't mean to pressure me, but did not like that I didn't reciprocate, or at least tell him that I was not comfortable with it. He has now asked for some space. First of all, you seem to be online, so it's already space. So I don't know how much more space you can get.
What a dad joke. That was a real hard dad joke.
To infinity and beyond.
Space as in the internet space.
Internet.
Dad.
Claude. I don't like this.
CP3.
I really don't like this.
CP3.
I
CP3.
I don't.
I'm going to keep doing it. This is our new friendship.
You're allowed to stop.
This is in public, too.
You're allowed to stop.
Yeah. So, Tasty.
It's called Tasty.
Tasty.
Big Tasty.
First of all, I don't know what to believe in this. There's a lot of red flags on both parts. Because she ain't trying to send no pics, but her name Tasty online.
That's what I said.
That sounds like a fucking porn star name.
That's what I said.
That's one of those IGs that try to steal your money by sending you the link.
Right.
So you click the link and then they take your money.
No,
but I'm saying like you in general.
I got you.
Tasty. But you said it was consensual and agreed upon, and that agreement was a one-way send. If that wasn't actually discussed, I'm treading lightly here because I don't want this to be weaponized the opposite way. No more than if this was a physical interaction and he assumed the yes. Yeah. Then you should have said, well, I'm not sending you anything.
Absolutely.
And that should have been a discussion. That's the actual good advice. I don't believe him neither. I think that was a sales pitch. I think he heard the no, and you got to rebut the no if you ever did anything sales. And I because he sent it too quick.
Right.
Like he had his angle. He knew exactly what he needed to do. He got it up. He sent the pic. And all of a sudden he's ashamed and I'm a man of respect and high revere, like Claude on Father's Day. Wow. And
wow.
And now I've been shamed. I need some space and leave. Like, come on, bro. Both of them lying. They both full of shit. I don't believe it.
Stop sexting. Y'all are stupid. Like literally, you just said y'all were gonna meet that weekend to fuck. That's what I heard. Or hang out or do whatever. Why y'all still like? I don't understand y'all motherfuckers that do this online thing. I don't get it because I get the homie Adrian said. Big ups to Adrian. I would love to have you on this episode. We'll maybe have you out again. The young lady that we have on occasionally.
Oh, Adrian.
She's awesome. And
I think somebody do for some.
And no, but what she said that she mentioned, no, not him. She mentioned before when you're online. It's a, hey, hello, how are you? Oh, wow, you seem interesting. Let's meet up type thing. It's not a, let's have a whole fucking relationship and be sexting motherfuckers and then meet up. Because at the end of the day, stop sexting. Yes, you are right. Revenge porn hits women way worse because there's a lot of beta-ass, cuckold, MAGA, MGTOW motherfuckers out there that do shit like that. But at the end of the day, I get that you don't want to show your body, but he did send you his body. Don't mean you got to send his body. Just let him know, hey, I ain't sending you no vagina. Thank you for the Wang picture. I appreciate it. You ain't getting no vagina. However, if you'd like to meet here on the weekend, you could get some vagina in the real world.
I feel like, though, at their age, 25 and 22, was it?
Yeah.
You kind of got to do that. Like, in order... Yeah, because in order for you... And I'm just assuming, because I'm 36, that...
You're not 37?
No,
oh, wait, soon.
Another couple weeks.
Very soon, yeah. Soon and very soon, you about to be 37.
Anyway, you have to advertise the goods.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you have to send a dick pic. I'm saying you have to put yourself out there online. You have to have pictures for people to be able to search, find who you are, see who you are, just check your sense of humor, yada, yada. Somebody, I think she just said she had a Legally Blonde quote in one of her bios.
Yeah.
That this is the new thing. And if we are meeting for sex, it ain't a mystery no more. You ain't got to show up and wonder what I'm working with. I'm going to send you a pic. I need you to send me a pic, and it ain't got to be straight vagina. You know, you got to show me the G-spot. If like, then I don't need an internal cam,
right?
But give me something. Give me a shoulder, a little top of the cleavage or something.
It seems like
that's not revenge.
He doesn't want that though. He seems like he wanted a full frontal noodle. She said she sent like risque stuff. Like probably didn't send any full frontal stuff. He sent the full on Johnson, and she sent a Health Nelson. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't
like,
know the rules on that because I wouldn't expect a woman to send me her whole vagina. Anyway,
I wouldn't either.
The risque shot might do more for me anyway, but I'm old. I'm old.
I honestly, I
need testosterone.
I kind of don't want to see that shit until I see it.
I would like the surprise too because it ain't really much of a surprise.
Because like remember like when you had to when you were like 13 or 14, you found your dad's Playboy or some shit or Hustler or Big Booty.
Yeah, my dad young DVDs.
Yeah. Oh, my brother. That's my brother. He had DVDs, but he also had big sister to sister Big Booty. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that shit was nice. Okay, cool. I done seen it. Yes, but as you jerk off to that shit enough, it's like the picture's not doing it. I don't want to necessarily see. That's not gonna do it for me. I want to meet you in real life, so I'm okay if you don't send me that shit.
But where's the violation?
There's no violation to me.
No, something was violated. An agreement wasn't met.
I don't necessarily. All right, so
you think the advice for her, and I'm saying, I mean, you think the advice. Yeah, you're more giving advice to him about.
The advice for her is just like you just met this motherfucker online. Move on. That's the advice.
But what if she was feeling him in his dick pic though?
Okay, but he literally said he doesn't.
What was
he's mad at you because you didn't send him nudes.
Look, man,
that's
how
weird.
many movies you seen and didn't see the trailer first?
Oh Almost
Bro
none.
sent her a trailer.
There's not a single movie I've ever seen that not truly.
Bro sent her the trailer.
No, bro sent her the clip
and he wanted,
of the end.
And he wanted a trailer back.
He sent her the clip of the end.
The end credit.
He didn't send her no trailer. He literally sent her the happy trail, the middle of the movie, and the end.
She could send a little trailer back.
She was sending risque stuff just because she wasn't sending frontal nudity. Frontal nudity is boobies, belly.
She ain't gotta have her
all
face
that shit. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. At the end of the day,
she could have Googled
well,
that
I don't get why y'all sexting. That's just me. But I'm gonna live in your world real quick. At the end of the day, y'all have to agree upon that shit because what's on the internet and what's on via text messages, shit like shit, that shit lives out there. It lives, it breathes, and it takes a life on its own. And yeah, she's absolutely right that revenge porn for women is a lot more harsh when it comes to that shit than men. But which is not actually true, but it just happens more to women than it does to men. At the end of the day, I get where you're coming from. This is somebody you met on the internet. That's why you got to know the motherfuckers that you're doing things like that with. So at the end of, I
just had an idea.
What?
They need a contract, a sexting contract.
And
they should hire me, sexting contract
Oh
lawyer.
my God. That's what would that be? What kind of business would that be? That'd be dope. An intermediary?
So
a sexting intermediary?
So Johnny said he wants to send you his Johnson. He'd like to know if he does, what is he receiving back? Johnny, she said that she'll give you a little bit of the areola, no nipple, no eye contact.
No eye contact. And
Johnny,
no vagina.
Johnny said, then you get none of the tip. I'll negotiate it.
Okay.
In the boxers.
So she'll get partial shaft in the boxer. No.
Partial shaft in the boxer, banana hammock maybe.
Okay.
As an upgrade.
Cool.
And what she'll give, definitely no face for protection purposes.
Okay, yeah.
And also send the shit on Snapchat. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Yeah. At the end of the day, I don't get that.
Snapchat out here, picture would have been gone. You could have sent your whole ass face and the shit's gone.
It all amounts on this, guys.
Snapchat servers.
It ain't the end of the world. Y'all 20-something years old worried about motherfuckers you meet online. It's cool. Hey, sis, you ain't send the nudes. So at the end of the day, fuck him.
She sent that to the group chat.
What?
She forwarded all his shit to the group chat.
Oh yeah, yeah. All the friends done seen.
That's
everything.
not revenge porn though.
My dude, I hope you came correct. I hope you did something first to get that shit happy and go happy go lucky, and it wasn't.
I feel like men should do the opposite. Come totally uncorrect.
Oh,
make her celebrate you for who you are, just like Claude on Father's Day.
Send her in the cold,
just like Claude on Father's Day.
A little gherkin.
Send it a
You're
little.
Be sending your gherkin and shit.
It's a trailer. I can't give you the whole movie.
You know what a gherkin is?
Of course, I know what a gherkin.
Yeah. What is
I run around with a gherkin right now. Gherk. Hey, babe.
I don't know how to respond to that.
You don't have to.
I'm not going to.
You don't have to.
I'm not going to.
But you could have signed an autograph for Matthew.
No.
Yeah. Drunk advice
is wild.
Send it on Snapchat. That's my advice.
My advice is
that's actually sober advice.
That's actually pretty dope. Send it on Snapchat because then it goes away. Snapchat has it, but he doesn't. Oh, well, actually, he could screenshot it, but then you know it. But here's the tricky thing: he can still get it.
Then just call the police.
Just call the police
or call Mike
on your online
sexting contract lawyer.
I'm done with you.
That's all you need.
All right, yo.
Sexting contract lawyer. I'm bringing.
Oh my!
Let me write that down in my idea.
That's
book.
your idea book.
My idea book.
Oh my God, that's the idea book.
If you'd like to enter into a contract,
if you or anybody you know has been a victim of revenge porn, the nude pick intermediaries at the Pour Up Podcast would love to help you in your next endeavor. Just call us at 555-555-555.
It'll be handled with care. Total confidentiality. I won't even look at it. It's a blind trade. It's like one of those ports.
Oh,
you bring your art in, and if somebody buy it without ever touching it, we keep it tax free. Tax free sexting. That's a new service. Mike's sexting tax free service.
Mike's hard sexting
and lawyership.
Mike's hard sexting.
Esquire.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't have.
Junkie Vice just made a business.
Yo,
it's lit.
That is dope.
You don't know what to do next because we usually do.
I don't have last call.
The drink.
I don't have the last call thing in here, so we'll just do last call.
Last call.
Last call for alcohol. It's a great show. This was fun. I love having Don and Amanda on. I think they're a good juxtaposition. They give a little bit of it. We get everybody's fucking opinion out here, and I love that shit. That's the Pour Up Podcast. That's not my last call.
Oh, I thought it sounded very last caller. You had the last call voice on.
No, you can go.
Oh, I'm going first?
Yeah.
I was going to end the show off.
Oh, I can go. I'll do it.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
I spent a whole week this week, ladies and gentlemen, with my family, and I had to say, Big ups to them for dealing with me because I know that I'm tired and sick of fucking hanging out with them. But I love them, and I've been a pain in the ass. But I love y'all, and whatever I get and whatever y'all want to do for Father's Day, I'm down with it. I don't need to be put on a pedestal, as Mike says. I don't need to be on a throne. But this episode is dedicated to y'all, and I love ya, and whatever.
My last call was annoyingly just going to be me celebrating you, but I'm not going to waste it. Okay. Father's Day this weekend. Yes. Salute to the father. Salute to my father. Salute to me being a father, and all the father homies I got, and everybody around the world that do that thing. Because it's not the hardest job in the world. Because moms, they should be above, but pop should be represented too. June-teenth coming up too, same day. June-teenth will be lit. Stop trying to monetize our shit. Let black people have fun on their holiday. McDonald's, calm down.
I did really want that ice cream though.
Fuck that ice cream. There's black-owned ice cream you can buy. I'll point you to one. There's a whole Twitter thread on Black Twitter.
We go get it. Yeah,
I'll send you the link because you can't get on Black Twitter.
Oh, fuck!
And then for my last one, July 3rd, a real one was born, and your boy will be 37 out here in these streets.
We'll have 3 more episodes before then. Why are you talking about that?
I'm starting them off early. It's a little foreplay for the situation. And with all that being said, fathers, black folks, and people born on July 3rd, also black fathers because it's Juneteenth, Black Father's Day, and one time for the homie, Claude. Renee, I got you. Father's Day, I'm showing up with the chant. Right from your window. I'm going to have her open the window. I'm going to just poke my head in like, bro, man.
Can you tell these people who you are?
Bro, man. I am Mike Lake, a.k.a. Hillsboro Slim, a.k.a. Salt and Pepper Beard. I got to get smooth on that.
Yeah. I spit again. Yo, it's your boy CP34, a.k.a. The Big Dipper, a.k.a. British Montana, on Tampa Bay's best pregame party, y'all. We are not just a podcast. We are the Pour Up. And y'all be easy. Have a great week.